Here's a version of a game I've taught you all before. It takes place in the land of magic from fantasy and lore. But there is a common theme. The Black Plague has come to town where everybody is a fiend. And their corpses are unclean. You gotta fight all through the night with a nightly theme. The necromancer's got an evil scheme. Alright, so Zombicide Black Plague. It's very much like the original, and I've already made a video on how the original works, so I'm not going to go over every single rule. Instead, I'm just going to go over what's the same and what's different. So let's start off with how the board is set up. This is very much the same. You go through your booklet, you find a mission, and then you set up the map like it tells you. The map is made up of separate pieces of map that you can flip over, you can lay down, and it just makes where you're going to have your mission. You can lay down tokens on it, very much the same. Now, as for changes, they haven't changed much, but there is a new type of door that you can lay down, and that is like a trap door, and it goes down into a separate board off the side of the main board, and that is called the vault. And the vault typically holds some pretty good loot. So we'll check what this is. Orcish crossbow, yeah, these are pretty sick weapons. And these vault doors function like any other door in the game. You break them down, you can go through them. And since the vault typically has 2 doors, they can make for some nice navigation of a big board. Alright, let's move on to equipment. The way that the equipment is set up is very, very similar to the original game. Sure, the original game probably didn't have swords, but they have range, how many dice you roll, what you're looking for the dice, and how powerful the weapon is, and whether or not it makes noise. It also has the symbol on the top to show that it can be dual wielded, and how many hands it takes to wield said item. So even though the equipment cards themselves haven't changed, the player sheets have, and this is what I mean. We've got this tray here with pegs, and though it has some similarities, like the level counter on the bottom, they use pegs instead of cardboard little cutouts to mark your special abilities. You also will see that it has a left and right hand slot, so you can have 2 weapons equipped in your hand, not too much different there, but it also has the backpack, which are slots in the upper right corner, so you can carry a bunch of stuff. There's also an armor slot on top of your character sheet, so you can armor yourself against attacks. Really nifty. Now, speaking of attacks, we've got zombies, and zombies haven't changed much. To spawn a zombie, you take a card, you look at it, and say, okay, we have this level, so we need to spawn this kind of zombie. You reach in, grab a model, and boom, there's the zombie at the spawn point. You do that for every spawn point, it's the same. Speaking of the same, we've got the zombies. We've got the walkers, we've got the fatties, we've got the runners, and the abominations. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't cover abominations in the last video. Not sure how I let the largest enemy that you can meet in the game slip my memory, but we're going to fix that right now. Abominations are level 3 monsters, meaning they take level 3 weapons to destroy. And in the base game, there are no level 3 weapons. You have to use a thing called Dragon's Bile. As an action, discard a Dragon Bile card, lay down a Dragon Bile token, and then as another action, you discard a torch. And this sets alight the puddle, and it turns into a burning inferno, destroying everyone and everything in that square, and you have defeated an abomination. In the original game, it's a Molotov cocktail. Moving on. In Black Plague, there is a new type of enemy, and though I don't know if it's a zombie per se, it's a necromancer. And necromancers are the mages that bring everything to life. And when you draw a necromancer card, you do something a little different. You lay down a necromancer spawn, you lay down the necromancer, but then you draw another zombie spawn card to see what kind of monsters this necromancer has been raising from the dead. You place the new models on the spawn point, and you go from there. Unlike zombies who just want to kill characters, the necromancer's main goal is to get off the board by going to the nearest spawn point. If this means moving into the same square as a player character, then they will stay and fight. But as soon as that threat is taken care of, they will continue on their way to get off of the board. Once the necromancer achieves their goal, they're removed from the board, and the spawn point that came in with them turns into a permanent spawn point. And if there are 6 spawn points left on the board when he does this, the game is over. But all is not lost, because by killing a necromancer, the players then have an opportunity to remove a spawn point from the game. Obviously, less zombie spawns is a good thing, so kill necromancers. So, Zombicide Black Plague. It's pretty fun, it's a little easier than its original. I like it though, and if you want to add some more, you can always get expansions. By adding new types of zombies, new types of abominations, and new characters to play as, and new sick weapons that kick butt, I'd say that these expansions are well worth your consideration. So if you're looking for a new, updated version of Zombicide, check out Black Plague. And until next time, this is Hogwash, over and out. Catch you later.